drifting, and I see you falling plain.
Hey everyone, it's Ruby here and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Now in today's video, I will be sharing with you my favorite foundations for dry, dehydrated, and dull looking skin. If you've been watching me for a really long time, then you would know that I have a dry, dehydrated skin type myself. Firstly, I need my foundations to have quite a good coverage. Now, all the foundations that I've got lined up here in front of me are medium to full coverage foundations that are buildable. I also need the formulation to be quite smoothing and forgiving on textured skin. If you've been watching me for a while, you would have seen my struggle with acne and just how textured and uneven my skin is. So when I'm looking for foundations, I always judge and see how smooth these foundations can make my skin look, and all the foundations in front of me have a really nice smoothing effect on the skin. Of course, the foundation needs to have a really nice radiance or glow to it, so these foundations really help to give my skin a nice pick-me-up. If you are new to my channel, then please hit the subscribe button down below or on the screen right here and we can jump right into the video. So this is the current state of my skin. I've got pigmentation, textural issues, a few active breakouts. Now, the first two foundations that I cannot stop raving about are the Bobbi Brown skin foundations. The first one is the regular one with the pump, and the second one is the Bobbi Brown skin foundation stick. Although they share the same name, they actually differ in formulation and the way that they wear on the skin. First up is the Bobbi Brown skin foundation with an SPF of 15. This one is the liquid foundation, and the shade that I like to wear is number 3 beige. As I said, this foundation is a liquid foundation, and you can see this by just how quickly the foundation is running down on the back of my hand. And the best way to apply this foundation is with some kind of a round synthetic foundation brush, just like this one. I find that this foundation just blends into the skin seamlessly and so easily. To get the most out of this foundation coverage-wise, you definitely have to tap or press the foundation into the skin. This foundation offers a weightless coverage that looks like skin. It doesn't look like you're wearing makeup, it looks like your skin, but better. This foundation has been formulated to be very hydrating and kind to drier skin types, so it won't cling to any of your dry spots. And just have a look at the before and after. Next is the Skin Foundation Stick, also in the shade number 3 beige. I find that the shade number 3 is identical in both ranges. This is a really nice creamy foundation that is also weightless on the skin. It's super easy to blend, even if you choose to use your fingers on the go. And just like with the liquid foundation, I find that it blends out best and looks really good using a synthetic blending brush for foundations. This foundation has been formulated for all skin types. It's sweat-proof and humidity resistant. The best part is it is very smoothing and flattering on textured skin. But just like the liquid foundation, it mimics a healthy skin-like glow. It has amazing coverage, unbelievable coverage, and it still doesn't migrate or move into fine lines. It just looks really good, especially on a drier, more dehydrated skin type. I think Bobbi Brown have done such an amazing job with this particular foundation because it includes all skin types and it has 32 shades. It's got a wide variety of shades for almost everybody, and I personally like to use some of the darker shades to contour and bronze up the back of my face. I highly recommend that you use this foundation in a darker shade as a cream contour or bronzing product. It is absolutely amazing and blends out like a dream. You can also use this over other foundations and it still blends out beautifully. So this is what the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation liquid foundation looks like, and on the other side we have the Skin Foundation Stick. Moving on to two other foundations from the same brand, I have here the Hourglass Cosmetics Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint. I feel like YouTube has been super quiet about this product, so I want to make some noise about it because I think it is absolutely amazing. This isn't your typical skin tint. This skin tint will actually give you a medium to full coverage finish. I'm telling you, it is absolutely amazing. The Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint goes above and beyond just covering your imperfections and evening out your complexion. It has hydrating and firming properties to even out your skin, and it also helps to boost moisture levels in your skin, which is huge for me considering I have dry, dehydrated skin. It's also formulated with hyaluronic acid to help plump lines and also tighten the skin, which is speaking to me on so many different levels. I know I'm going to carry this product in my collection as I age. The best way to apply this product is to distribute it evenly around your skin first using your fingers, just like what I'm doing here. And then with a synthetic buffing brush, you just want to go in and just lightly press it into the skin. This formulation is whipped, it's very creamy, it's very light and weightless on the skin, so it doesn't take much for this product to kind of blend into your skin and just look like a second layer of skin pretty much. This product gives the skin an intense glow, more so than the Skin Foundation Liquid Foundation and also the Skin Foundation Stick. You definitely don't need to apply a highlighter on the tops of your cheekbones when you're wearing this product. And I like to perfect my foundation by going over it with a dry sponge. Next in the lineup is the Hourglass Cosmetics Vanish Stick Foundation. Now this foundation has made a lot of noise all over the internet, and rightfully so. This stuff is genius. Nothing that I own in my collection, and I own a lot of foundations, even comes close to this formulation and to this finish. Like I said, it is absolutely genius. Now this foundation comes in 18 shades and the coverage is so full on that it's comparable to concealer. It's a flawless foundation. It's a long wearing foundation that is suitable for all skin types. It's very smoothing and flattering for people who have textured skin like me, like I have open pores and pitting and just scarring from my acne, and this foundation is like airbrush to the skin. It's also super creamy. It literally just melts into the skin and it blends out so easily and so quickly. It's definitely one of those multi-purpose foundations that you can use a lighter shade to highlight and a darker shade to contour. And here are the two Hourglass foundations side by side. As you can see, they both look slightly different. They're very glowy and they both look like skin and have decent coverage. The next two foundations that we will be looking at are both by Giorgio Armani, and I do believe that Giorgio Armani does some of the best foundations in the world. Up first, we have the Luminous Silk Foundation. This is used by celebrities, celebrity makeup artists, and it's because it's a beautiful, luminous, lightweight, comfortable foundation to wear. This is definitely one of my pricier foundations at 99 Australian dollars, but it's definitely worth every cent in my opinion. I have this foundation in my personal collection and also in my professional kit. This is a beautiful, luminous, natural finish looking foundation. It has a light to medium coverage. It's also long lasting and suitable for all skin types and not just drier skin. If you do want to build this up to a medium coverage, then I highly recommend using a synthetic buffing brush to do this. Onto the Power Fabric Foundation. This is a recent addition to the Giorgio Armani foundation family. This foundation is full coverage with a velvet matte finish. It's considered velvet matte because it does contain a concentration of oils inside of the formula. It is a very smoothing foundation. It is very flattering for those who have enlarged pores or textural issues, just as I do. And you can see just how forgiving this formulation is on my open and enlarged pores in comparison to the Luminous Silk on the other side of my face. This foundation looks best when applied with a synthetic buffing brush just like this one. Now, if you do choose to use a sponge, make sure you absorb all of the excess water in your sponge, as it can shear out the formula. And this is how the foundations look side by side. Power Fabric isn't completely matte, so it's still able to bounce a little bit of light off of the skin, while the Luminous Silk definitely gives a lot more glow. I would definitely have to powder the center of my face when I'm using the Luminous Silk foundation, but with the Power Fabric, I just pop the foundation on my skin without a primer and it stays put all day. The best thing about the Giorgio Armani foundations is that they don't migrate into my fine lines and they don't kind of build up in those areas. Now we're moving on to a foundation which is sold exclusively online here in Australia. This is the Kojen Do Aqua Foundation. Now, this foundation is formulated for those who want to have skin that looks like you've just had a facial. This foundation is very skin-like, it's very lightweight, it's comfortable, its coverage is sheer to medium, which is buildable, and the best part is it's very forgiving on textured skin. It has properties in there that diffuses light, that minimizes the appearance of your pores, and just helps to make them look smaller. This foundation is both dewy and long lasting. I almost left this foundation out solely because this is exclusively sold online, so I know it's going to be really hard to find the right shade for you. The shade that I'm using is 213. I feel like this is a perfect match for my skin, my undertone. It's like a yellow green undertone. It isn't too golden, it isn't very pale or pink, it's just the right undertone for my skin tone. It's also a really nice foundation for mixing with your other foundations if you do want to make them more dewy or more fluid. I would personally just dust a small amount of powder towards the center of my face and leave my cheek area nice and glowy. I typically don't have to use a highlighter on my cheekbones when I have this foundation on. Out of all the foundations in this lineup, in this video, I feel like this is going to be the most controversial because this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation. This is often raved about by people who have a much oilier skin type. So to find it in the lineup for foundation suitable for dry skin is, you know, a little shocking to most people. But this foundation isn't entirely matte, just like the Power Fabric. Now, I do have to apply this foundation in a specific way. I get a little bit of product on the back of my hand, and then I transfer that product once it's heated up on the back of my hand using a paddle brush evenly all over my face before tapping it in using a synthetic buffing brush. I'm not really buffing the product into my skin. I'm literally just pressing it into my skin. Back to this being a controversial addition to this, lineup, to this video. I know that this is a 24-hour foundation with really good staying power. It does not transfer. This is a natural looking foundation. It is a semi-matte, so you're still gonna have a little bit of glow to it. If you're somebody who has insecurities with their skin and you want something with a full coverage, long wearing formulation, this one is for you, and it's super forgiving on textured skin as well. And that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video on all of my favorite foundations for dry skin. If your favorite foundation was not mentioned in today's lineup, then please list it down below. I will go out right away and give it a go because I really do value your opinions and your product recommendations. So let me know what your favorite foundations are. I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in a brand new video, hopefully next week. I love you. Bye.
City drifting, and I see you far